So this is a video of the Village Attacks Kickstarter unboxing. It's just the Pitchfork pledge, so it's the most basic pledge for Village Attacks, which comes with a heck of a lot of content. So to quickly run through all the boxes it comes with, you've got the main core set of Village Attacks. You've got a Troll expansion. You've got 3D Traps expansion, so trap models for traps. You get 3 of these expansion packs. So you've got Despair and Abhorrence. It's a mix of heroes and monsters, and in this game the unique thing about this game is that it's the reverse to a dungeon crawler, so you actually play as the monsters, and you get peasants and heroes attacking you in your dungeon or castle, so it's almost like a reverse dungeon crawler. So we've got 3 of these expansions: Despair and Abhorrence, Rage and Avarice, and Wrath and Ruin. And lastly then, some Kickstarter exclusive heroes and monsters and other stuff, and some additional marble effect dice. So I think I'm going to start by going through the Kickstarter exclusive and work my way through the expansions, and then I'll end on the main core set. So it's been a while since I backed this, so I really can't remember what comes with this altogether. I remember there being some pretty cool looking heroes and villains in this set, as well as some other stuff. So I was quite excited to see what's in here. Oh, cool. Okay, so this was the Kickstarter exclusive hero or villain. So as a villain, you've got the Grimlord. Sorry, as a hero, you've got the Grimlord. Everything's in reverse in this game. Kind of like a grim-looking paladin type. And then you've got the villain equivalent of him. So sort of like an undead version of him. And you've got the cards then, which are looks like a player dashboard. So something you'd use when playing as the villain. And then you've got the this must be a mix of oh yeah, these look like pop outs for the player dashboard and the card for the hero or the antagonist. Okay, so that's him. The rest of the Kickstarter exclusive stuff seems to be spread across the expansion pack. So like I said, I just went for the base pledge, but you get all of these expansions basically thrown in. So that was the Kickstarter exclusive hero. So start with Despair and Abhorrence. So this contains monsters from murky waters of Slavic lands, the famous witch Baba Yaga, water demon Vodyanoi, and then you've got heroes which are the fisherman and the portal mage, which is a really cool looking figure. Let me get this open. So much like the other one, we've got some heroes and some villains. I'm not going to dwell too much on the dashboards and cards. I'm just going to have a quick look at the figures themselves. Although I don't know which one is which, doing it this way. So we've got Baba Yaga, and Vodyanoi, and then the other 2 are the Portal Mage. So we've got a hero here who's coming out of a portal. It's pretty cool, very D&D. That there. And then we've got the fisherman, It's kind of got a bit of a Guild Ball feel to him. A little octopus or squid on his shoulder, that's pretty awesome. And sort of like a fishing hook kind of spear gun, which is pretty cool. So that is the Despair and Abhorrence pack. So a pretty good start there. Some pretty cool figures. Next one we've got is Wrath and Ruin. So this one we've got the Leshy, which is a mystic denizen of the forest, like an evil tree man. The Gleistig, a water spirit that lures men to their doom. And then we've got the Pathfinder, which is a mythic hero, and a Jailer, which is a cursed hero. I'm not sure what all this means, but there's mythic, cursed, demon. There's sort of different classes of hero and villain, so that'll probably become apparent when playing the game. I haven't read up too much about the game. I kind of backed it just because I like the concept, and the models look really good. So I don't really know how it plays, if I'm honest. I know the rulebook has been available for free online. These models are really nice. So this here must be the Pathfinder, which would make sense. Kind of like a horned ranger lady. We've got the Jailer. Interesting, he's got like a big axe that looks like a key. That'll have to be run over some steam just to get that get the bend out of that. He looks pretty cool. We've got the Leshy, which is the tree man. Pretty awesome. And then lastly, what was this one? The Gleistig. Kind of like a bit like a satyr with the goat legs, throwing a fireball. The poses of some of these are really cool, really dynamic, kind of action packed. So the last one we've got of the expansions, which were included, is the Rage and Avarice. And what have we got here? Oh, I didn't read the back of the box. Let's have a quick look here. We've got, for the heroes, we've got the Spirit Tracker and Wind Dancer, so kind of Native American style heroes here, which is, they both are really cool. Got tomahawks, and this one's got a bow as well. And for our villains, we've got the Big Cock. Probably not pronouncing any of these right, but that looks pretty cool. Demon type, and then we've got Wendigo. So this one's it's pretty horrible. Looking at the picture of this one, you've got a sort of bloody hands holding knives, multiple hands, 4 hands. So Wendigo is sweet. I didn't realize this. So all of the hero, well, villain sheets have the little bit of background on each of the types of monsters. So I think all of these are based on real world myth or well-known fantasy kind of legend. So that's pretty cool. Probably should have realised that at the start. Oh well, cracking on. So that is the expansion packs. Well, the expansion sets holding the four models each. Then we've got an additional one here, which is the Troll. So when I said I don't know much about the game, I think I know a little bit about this, and it's that the Troll is sort of on neither side. He doesn't. Well, there's not too many rules in there. It might be in the main rule book. The Troll doesn't actually help the villains, the players as the villains, or the heroes. He's just there to troll. He causes mischief and trouble in the middle of games, and I think he's a bit of a pain for both sides. It's a pretty big model. It's pretty cool. It looks like it's one of the biggest that certainly come with it. The Pitchfork Kickstarter pledge. It's really nice miniature. And lastly, we've got the trap set. So I think these traps come in the main game as two-dimensional cardboard traps, but here we've got some stuff that sort of brings them to life. So there's a kind of a classic trap chest, which is actually like kind of like a changeling. So it'd be familiar to you if you've played D&D or Dark Souls. One thing that struck me about this game, which is really cool, is that a lot of dungeon crawlers you get, you amass a lot of heroes and villain types, but in this one you get a load of peasants as your main antagonists, so your low-level enemies, which is cool if you play role-playing games, because you don't tend to get miniatures for townsfolk and peasants very often. So here we go, got a nice rulebook here, full colour. It seems to have all the stuff you need there. Pretty nice map layouts there. And then the main set itself, wow, there's a lot of figures in here. So like I said, you get a load of peasants even. Don't know about any pheasants, maybe. Got a mixture of angry townsfolk who make up the bulk of the antagonists, but then you've also got the sort of the heroes, or I think they're called hunters in this. Maybe they make up the like meaner villains, and they're some really cool models. Got this guy with twin pistols here. We've got this Nordic looking guy. I think he's called the Skald. He's got a big horn and very Viking-esque. The Alchemist, that's a pretty sweet model. So we've got like bombs and potions and that sort of stuff. This must be one of the. I'm not actually sure what the core villains are in this. Probably should have started with that. We'll get to that when we get to the cards. So this must be one of the main player characters, one of the villains. I'll pop that onto the side there. And then we've got some more here. So I know the vampire. And then you've got more hunters here. There's an executioner type fellow. Yeah, this guy looks like a kind of like a grave digger. These look like they're sort of hardier, more better equipped enemies, rather than simple townsfolk with pitchforks. So there's quite a lot of figures. They're really nice figures as well. I know that there was a bit of an issue with the production of this game, where the original run of the plastic figures, I think, were not as planned, so they sent them back to have them reproduced, which is why the Kickstarter took a little longer. So we've also got the tiles here, a little smaller than some of the other Kickstarters I've backed recently, but it looks very neat. It looks like you're very well contained, which is kind of refreshing in a way, because it's nice if you to have a game which doesn't perhaps take up too much of the table. Nice tiles, double-sided, which make up the lair or castle that you're defending. Oh, there we go. This character turns out she's the Banshee. See a card by there. And then more coloured rings for putting on the edge of figures. Ah, there is more card here for dungeons that look like corner corridor sections, and then the pop-out card for all of the classes and stats and antagonists by there. Looks like there's a deck for lesser villains, the core dice that come in the game. I imagine this is a player goes first token. It's often quite common in dungeon crawlers. And the villains for this game then, they're the Banshee. We've got the Succubus, the Lich, and the Vampire. And this looks like a sort of dashboard for keeping track of the village morale and the castle heart. So this must be the way you track who's winning, which side is winning, evil or good. Oh, and then we've got the Delahan, which is another one of the heroes. Sorry, villains. Everything been backwards in this game. He looks pretty sweet, kind of like a Headless Horseman vibe going on there. Alright, Headless Horseman, there we go. That wasn't planned. Clad in jet black armour, armed with a whip made of a human spine. Awesome. So yeah, that's the Pitchfork pledge. Out of the expansions though, I think there are 4 or 5 more of the expansions, the expansions with the 4, 2 heroes, 2 villains sort of style. So like I said, I just went for the base pledge for this one. Really just to give the game a go, just to see what I felt about it. But I'm sure, looking at the models and the tiles, I'm sure I'm probably going to enjoy this one. So maybe pick up a few more of the sets when they come to retail in future.